One course that I enjoy teaching is introductory sociology. It's one because I can bring a lot of different subjects to bear. Most students can get something out of it. I enjoy that.
What evolved in the South in the post-Civil War period were two pillars of white supremacy.
The other course is one which I've just started teaching called Sociology of the South. It's fascinating. So I try to talk about Southern culture, talk about music, I talk about NASCAR racing, we're talking about civil rights, we're talking about a variety of things of what makes the South distinctive, if it is distinctive, and is it changing?
By 1877, federal troops were withdrawn.
I think all education is storytelling. Now, it makes no difference whether you're talking about the story of the 100 Years' War in Europe, or whether you're talking about the story of how to take a derivative of an equation, or you're talking about the human genome. It's all a story. So you're always involved in storytelling. I think if you can try to tell a story about whatever subject you're talking about, and if you can try to do it with some sense of enthusiasm that you're enjoying what you're doing, and you're competent in doing it, and try to approach students in some sense of fairness and equity, then I think that you can be successful. I'm a firm believer in study abroad. If I was Bill Gates and I lived in Georgia, I would establish a fund that every University of Georgia undergraduate had an opportunity to study abroad. I think it's absolutely critical, because for most students it's an eye-opening experience. Even if you go to places that are very similar to the United States, like Western Europe, it's still sufficiently different to be an important educational experience. And then if you go to other places that are very different from the United States, it's even more so. I think it's critical in terms of just trying to get a perspective on life and how other people view the world.
1.4.
And somehow segregation laws.
I mean, we are, and many faculty don't like to face this fact, we are employees of the state of Georgia. Our money's paid for by taxpayers, and we have a golden life. We have a life that people out in the real world look at us and say, my God, what a wonderful job you have. We have such lack of constraints in terms of our time and everything else. And I think one of our obligations is to do the best we can to educate the students of those taxpayers. And I feel that very, very deeply inside. Several years ago, I won a Creative Research Award, the Owens Award, and that meant a lot because of my research. This, in some ways, I think means more, because the scholarship is a very narrow audience. The Meigs suggests a much broader impact. And, you know, I would like to leave an impact on students. So to me, this is an incredible accolade.
Emancipation, and we have light.